Okay, so this is how my project looked at the end of our last session. So you saw it with these top 3 tracks already in place. So that was the shaker, the agogo and the snare drum. Since then I have added in some other sounds. So we've got some rustling bells, a bit like the chocalo. We've also got a wood block sound, and then I've added 2 kick drum sounds to represent the surdos playing different rhythms. It was more tricky to find these, so I had to search in the loops window. I clicked on the drums bubble so that went into the search bar, and then I put kick in at the end, and it came up with all of the drum beats that feature mainly the kick or only the kick of the drum kit. So you can then listen to those and see how they work together and add them into your project. So if we now have a little listen to what it sounds like and see. So these parts work together relatively well. So maybe some of the levels and the volumes need changing. So our volume dial is this one here. If you click on it with your mouse, you can drag upwards or downwards, and that will rotate the dial left and right to make the volume louder or quieter of individual parts. So I've already turned up both of the kick drum parts that I added in because they were very faint and hard to hear. It might be that some of the other parts might need turning down. Now the main thing we're going to look at today is how you can develop what you've got already into a longer and more sustained piece of samba music. So what I've got at the moment is our original 3 tracks that I showed you plus the extras that I've added. If you haven't added extras already, then you need to spend some time doing that first, otherwise this isn't going to work as well. What you need to think about doing is how these instruments combine and whether they're all going to be playing together, or whether you might have smaller groups playing at different times, whether you might have a solo instrument playing sometimes, and that can all be done just by looping or dragging the tracks that you've already used. So the first thing we need to do is extend obviously our loop window to make sure that we've got plenty of space, and we do that just by clicking and dragging. So now I can think about what sounds I maybe want together at the same time and what sounds I maybe want to happen separately. So I'm thinking I'm going to start with just the drums, which is my top track here, and these bottom 2, the snare and the kicks. So I'm going to move all of my others over so that they don't happen until later, and we'll see what the drums and the kicks sound like together on their own. And then here you've got more of your pitched percussion and your shakers and those type of things. So what you could do is then loop these drum parts to carry on with them. You might choose to only bring in some of these parts to start with and then slowly add to it. So let's say we bring in the agogo and the wood block, and we move the 2 shaker sounds to the side, so that they can begin later in the performance. Again, we can carry on looping things to make sure that they happen at the same time and extend our project further. So now you should be able to see we've got our drums to start with, we've then got drums combined with the agogo and the wood block, and then our shakers come in later. So we're gradually building the texture to become more polyphonic and polyrhythmic with lots of different things happening at the same time. Right, now I would say that these rustling bells are a bit too loud when they come in this section compared to some of the other things. I can't really hear the shaker playing So what I'm going to do is drag the loop here. I've just made that smaller so it's only over that section so that it will repeat and loop, and then I can adjust the volume settings on the Rustling Bells track while it's playing so that I know I'm getting the volume levels right. So I've dropped those down, and I think maybe the shakers need to be up a bit. Maybe a bit more still. So using the loop function in this way at the top of the screen to replay certain sections of your project means that you can really get into the volumes and adjusting the levels, and also making sure your layers are really working effectively together. Final thing for this session that we're going to have a quick talk and a quick look at is actually how to record in your own ideas. So if you're finding that some of these loops are not the kind of sounds that you want, or that you don't think that they really fit with Samba as a style, you can actually record in on Soundtrap using your mouse or your computer keyboard. So you would need to add a new track and make sure it is on pianos and keyboards, obviously. And you'll notice once I've added that this big piano comes up at the bottom of the screen. I can click on this with my mouse to play different sounds, or I can use the letters that are written on each of these keys and press my keyboard to play that particular letter. So that's really, really effective and really brilliant. Also, you can change the instrument sound. So I've added it as a piano, but if I click here in this window, I get up a list of loads of different instrument sounds, just like we do in GarageBand. I can look at lots of different sounds and types of things that I might want to add in, and then I can use the keyboard to play those sounds in. So again, I can look at drums and see what kind of drums and kits we have available. Now, essentially, we have a Latin kit in the drum kit, which would be perfect for Samba. So that's really exciting to see. If I double click on that, it will apply it, and you'll now see that it's changed to this drum pattern pad instead of it being the keyboard. And you can add different sounds in the drop down menu here. So you can use toms, which are probably more similar to the sounds of our surdo drums. So let's have a go at one of those. Let's try the low tom. And then all I have to do is click in these boxes to create a rhythm. And then I can press play or use spacebar to play it. It's harder to hear obviously with the other tracks that we've also got incorporated, so what we might need to do is then change where our loop area is, and also solo this track by clicking the headphones so that only that one can be heard when we're listening. So it's a bit more of a delicate, bit more of a interesting and difficult pattern here. So this could be like our reponique or like one of our surdo patterns in our Samba performance. So that's really useful, and we can obviously loop and repeat this as well so that it fits with the whole thing. I think the volume needs to be higher too because it was quite a quiet pattern. Let's try listening to it again and see what it sounds like. And let's try adding a few extra sounds in. To see what they sound like. So this is a really easy way to experiment with those sounds and add in different parts. You don't even have to use all of these different instruments. I can delete these if I want and literally just have the tom in there, or I could use it in other styles of music to build up an entire drum kit beat. Okay, so we've added that part in, and now I can move that so that it is part of my whole project. So I can get rid of my editing browser, I can unsolo my track, and I can move everything. So I've just pressed Control A, or you might need to press Command A if you're on a Mac computer, so that I can drag everything to the side. And then I'm going to have just this instrument at the beginning for the first, let's say 4 bars on its own to introduce the piece of music. So let's see how that sounds. Okay, so that's like an introduction, almost like you'd have on the repinique before the samba piece would start. And again, you could choose to add that in for longer and combine it with the other drum parts. Personally, I don't think that works as well, so I'm going to go back to just having it as the introduction at the beginning. Remember that the repinique quite often is the leader, so they'll only play at certain points within the samba band to give people instructions. They won't necessarily play the whole way through, so that's in keeping with samba, that it is maybe introducing the start of our piece and then not always carrying on the whole way through. Okay? So that gives you a brief look at how to extend and start to develop what you've created using your samba loops. I hope that you can have a go at developing and creating your own. You don't have to use the same sounds as me. You don't have to add your own instruments in and use the keyboard or the mouse to click in the different sounds. You can just stick to the loops if you would rather, but what I'm looking for is a developed and longer piece of music like this one, where you've really thought about which instruments are playing together and when, and whether you want them to start or stop and how they're going to play. Okay, you can always drag the instrument in again to add it a second time if you want to have a break between it playing, or you can copy and paste that track over. If you press down Alt on your keyboard and drag, it'll copy the whole track with a gap in between. Okay, so there's lots of different things you can do to extend and change your piece of work, and you can delete things by clicking on it and pressing delete, just like in GarageBand. And I look forward to seeing your extended samba pieces in my sound trap.